Oh, hi guys.
How are you doing? You okay?
I'm good, thanks. How are you all? I haven't seen you all in ages.
Why is music important?
Hello, Matthew. Why is music important? Well, it's a tough one, I think. I think one thing something I'm learning is that music has lots of different purposes. And obviously, the most obvious one is that music is art, right? And so it's important in the way that any art is, in the sense of reflecting humanity and expressing things. One of the things I think is special about music is that it's a way of expressing things often without verbal language, which I think is really important. But something I'm coming to learn is that music has so many different purposes and uses, and I think all of them can be different but very valuable. Some people listen to music for spiritual reasons. Some people listen to it to calm down, maybe do some yoga, go for a run, go to a party. I think for advertising in the background of a film, film scene on stage, and in the opera house. So I think there's so many different uses for it, and I think that each of them have their own kind of very valid purpose. The most famous person I've worked with. Well, I'm not sure. I did. I'm not. I don't know if you guys will know, but I did. I did quite a cool concert with a band called Sigur Rós, who are an Icelandic band. Who you might not know them, you guys your age, but you would have heard some of their music a lot on TV, I'm sure. So that was really cool. I got to perform with them on the main stage in Hyde Park, which was pretty amazing. There's quite a lot of people there. That was fun, and they only asked me to do it at about 11 p.m. the night before the concert. So I had to, the next morning, write all of the music really quickly, call my friends and get them to meet me there, and then we performed. So that was quite fun. I also once sang in the background of a Go Compare advert, so maybe that was that was fun too. Next question. A dinner party. Who would I invite? This is a funny one. I've been talking with a friend of mine about this recently, interestingly. So I think it's interesting whether you mean alive or dead.
Either.
Either. Both. Okay, fine. So then I'd say well, I guess maybe I'd do them separately. So I'd have two sort of like a kind of, a kind of early dinner with those who are alive and a kind of midnight dinner with those who are dead. In terms of like historic people, so the dead, I'd say Thomas Tallis, who is a composer who wrote lots of music for choirs, and what's really interesting about him is he was alive during all of the reigns of every single different Tudor monarch, which I think is really cool. So he must be really interesting to talk to because he will have had experienced so much change in his life, and it really affected his music, which is really cool. I always think that it's important for this game to make sure that the people are fun. So I reckon Mozart. I think Mozart was probably quite badly behaved, so I reckon he'd be quite fun to have at a dinner party. People like that always are. Benjamin Britten is a composer who his music is something I discovered when I was about your age, singing in choirs, and has been very influential on what I do. And he used to live. So I'm in my flat. He used to live 2 doors down from me in the 1930s, which is really cool. So I would have, it'd been nice if he would have popped over. And people like Leonard Cohen, the singer, Lou Reed, people like that. That'd be cool. In terms of live people, they're probably more kind of pop. I'm more interested in meeting kind of pop people, I guess. So I think Bjork would be pretty cool. Some of you guys will know the music of Bjork, which would be fun. Kanye West, I probably would have said, although Kanye West is now slightly controversial. I'd say like 3 years ago it would have been Kanye. No, 4 years ago Kanye West, absolutely, but maybe not now. Paul McCartney, I think it'd be really cool. I'd like to hear about all the stories about the Beatles. That'd be pretty fun.
And what is the meaning behind your music?
The meaning behind my music. Oh, that's a big one. So I don't know if you guys actually know what I do, but I have two groups that I perform as. One is just me and another person, and that is we make electronic music, and that group's called Strange Boy. And then my other group is a big group of 12 singers called Shards, and I kind of divide my kind of themes between them. But my first album, which I released about a year and a bit ago, was quite like existential. So it was all quite a bit about what does it mean to be alive and understanding your place in the world. So quite big themes. But I'm now, as we speak, writing our new album, and that is all about London. So I spent, obviously I live on the outskirts of central London in the west, and I spent lots of lockdown walking around all of the empty streets, which is really freaky and really cool. I mean, I just don't know if there'll ever be a time in our lifetime when the city is so empty and so quiet. So I was kind of walking around and looking at all these kind of interesting little details and corners and alleyways which I'd never seen before. And also just walking, places like Buckingham Palace and walking past places like that completely silent. So that gave me lots of ideas. So yeah, my album's all about London at the moment. So different themes. Have you got any other questions? No, that's it. Cool. Thank you. Those were quite nice ones. I think you were going to ask me very difficult ones.
With heavy heart I raise my chin as I see my numbers wearing thin. The sky hangs low, the light burns dim. I know not if I sink or swim. We know not yet what the future brings, but a bird, still a bird without its wings. Each day is a curious thing. If I can't take flight, then inside I'll sing. My mind is full, my chest clings tight. Young faces turn to me in fright. With no clear ending now in sight, I'll hold my children close at night. We know not yet what the future brings. The future brings. But a bird, still a bird without its wings. Without its wings. Each day is a curious thing. A curious thing. If I can't take flight, then inside I'll sing. Behind closed doors my spirit wanes. Behind closed doors my spirit. Still the sun shines bright through the window pane. Still the sun shines bright through the window. And my voice rides high though my heart is strained. While my hopes run dry, my strength remains. We know not yet what the future brings, but a bird, still a bird without its wings. Each day is a curious thing.